What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about uh, my trading plan and how to master top-down analysis with ICT concepts, how to match the higher time frame analysis with your intraday, your day trading entries, exits, what to look for, and everything like that. So let's get into the video. All right. So we're going to start here on the daily time frame. Okay. You can start on the weekly if you like. The weekly can be nice. But mainly I like to start off with the daily and figure out the where is price going to go to next. Okay. So let me drag over the trading plan here. And so trading plan, our bias, weekly, daily, 4-hour. Okay. We're going to look for external range liquidity to come to an internal range liquidity. Once we get that, we can also look for internal range liquidity to run to external range liquidity. Okay. So second, we want to wait for the confirmation off of the 4-hour, 1-hour, or 15-minute. We're going to be looking for that market structure shift or a smart money tool divergence, market maker sell or buy model. And then thirdly, we're going to be looking to take our executions, which is kind of preference on where you want to take your entries. We have the 15-minute, the 5-minute, and the 1-minute. Personally, I like using the 15-minute, and then scaling down into the 5 and the 1 to look for those entry confirmations. Okay. Our times we're going to be looking for these entries and for things to line up are going to be from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. if you trade the London session, and 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. New York Eastern Standard Time for all times if you trade the New York AM session. Like, I love trading the New York AM session from 10 to 11 is my specific hourly session. That is when I'm looking for my entries. You're going to wait for your market structure shift from that PD array on the confirmation time frame. You can look for a sweep of liquidity first, or a smart money tool divergence, 5-minute fair value gap, or you can also use a breaker or any 1-minute fair value gap. You can combine them to make them a stronger confluence, or combine all 3 or 4 concepts. Okay, so that being said, let's start here on the daily time frame. Okay, so I had been talking about this daily fair value gap this week for trading. So we had rallied higher. We had not yet taken out these highs to the left here of the buy side liquidity on the daily time frame. Okay, so we have this big push since last week from this this low here. We swept these lows, daily consolidation. We had came up and we were dropping down. We took out this original consolidation, which is another video, but this is on the daily time frame, a market maker buy model that had been completed after we took out this low here on the 27th of October. Okay, we swept the low and bounced from there. Okay, so we had a market structure shift on the daily time frame here with the candle body closure above. Okay, so price has been moving bullishly since we took out that daily consolidation to the left. Okay, so on the daily time frame, the order flow and the bias is pretty much bullish at this point. Okay, now that isn't to say that you can't frame your model to take short-term bearish movements if you can identify short-term internal and external range liquidity pools, right? But on this video, we are talking on bias for the daily time frame, which is our first step here. Bias on the weekly, daily, and 4 hour. Okay. So overall here, I have been talking about in my Discord, we'll pop over here, right? Daily time frame with respect to 50%. I have been talking about it for a while. Let's see if I can find another spot where I was liking us to come down. Sell side taken. Anywho, let's scroll back down here. So right here on the 9th, ahead of Powell speaking, seek and destroy profile, I would like us to hit the daily fair value gap below on ES. Okay, that was on the 9th. Then talking about 11:30 a.m., we had tapped into that daily fair value gap. And then here at 11:35, daily range, we could see it come down deeper into a deeper discount, tap the bullish order block in those two down close candles, right? Meaning we could come all the way down on the daily time frame, down to this area of liquidity. But if we bounce from the nearest daily fair value gap, which is that first one in here, which is this one, okay? If we bounce from the nearest daily fair value gap, I would want it to drop a bit more into it and then see a market structure shift on the 1 hour, right? On the 1 hour to confirm continued bullish trend. Think and view the daily time frame as you would trade a morning New York AIM session on lower time frames. Okay, so if we bounce from the nearest daily fair value gap, I was talking about wanting to see a market structure shift on the 1 hour. Okay, so that being said, that was on November 9th at 11:35 a.m. here. Okay, so take note there. Then on Friday, right? On Friday, 7:31 a.m. I posted this into the chat. On the 1 hour time frame, see, we had that market structure shift. We bounced out of that daily and we shifted up. At this point, we had created a 1 hour fair value gap here, which I said at 7:30 a.m., 1 hour market structure shift from a daily gap. So we drop down to the 1 hour. Okay, let's move forward. So you can see we dropped into that daily fair value gap, okay, which was our bias for price to come back into. Okay, so on the 1 hour, we can see we respected about 50% of that daily fair value gap range. And then I had marked up this high as structure for it to break if we are going to continue bullish and tap into this weekly fair value gap. We had buy side up here on these highs. And we also have a daily fair value gap above us. But short term, I was wanting these highs to be ran as a low resistance liquidity run here. So once we popped up there, 8 a.m. Friday, I was talking about this fair value gap. So now we drop down to our 5 minute. We can see this is that hourly fair value gap. 1 hour. Put it inside. Right, this is that 1 hour fair value gap. For context, we go back. This is at 10 or 9 a.m. here. So we had this market structure shift on the 1 hour. Okay, confirming a bounce out of the daily. So respecting higher time frame. 15-minute. We also have a 15-minute here, just around 50% of that gap. And we also have this one that we had already bounced from. Coming down to the 5-minute, we refine this 5-minute down to here, to this one. Okay, so we have two PD rays that we could potentially tap into, okay, on the 5-minute. Okay, now I trade from 10 to 11, right? So if we wait for time to set up, 9:55 to 11. Okay, 11-ish. We'll go 11:05. Okay, so this is our time window that I'm looking for entries. Okay, so drop down. Okay, now we're entering that 5-minute fair value gap. So this is where you would drop down to your 1-minute, right? Again, we look at our trading plan. Everything's lining up here. Daily bias, confirmation on the 1-hour market structure shift, execution of 15, 5, and 1. Okay, so we're dropping from the higher down. Everything's lining up here. Okay, so now we're on the 1-minute and we're waiting for market structure to shift on the 1-minute. We're going to wait for displacement bullish, wait for that fair value gap, and look for our entry long. Okay, so we dip down. You can see there, price, then we have lots of displacement to the upside, right? Okay, so pause the video if you need to. Where would you be looking to take your entry? Okay. Some people never pause the video. That's a homage to ICT. All right, so we've created a market structure shift on the 1-minute time frame, breaking this high with displacement, right? So 1-minute market structure shift, leaving this imbalance bullish fair value gap on the 1-minute. Okay. What else do we have here? Well, we have 2 consecutive down close candles. So we have an order block here. Order block. So I would like my entry long. You typically like to take the top of the fair value gap box, but I will allow it for price to drop into this order block. I will put my stops here at 5 points. And then you can target a 1 to 2 right here, targeting these highs, right? That's all you need. Quick run above liquidity, short-term, internal. We take out the internal to internal high. But if you, and I don't expect anyone to do this right off the bat, right? If we're looking for these highs to be ran, we have some highs here, but our long-term objective, right, is this buy side. So if you were confident enough to take this up to the liquidity on the higher time frame here, which you don't need to do, this is enough. This right here above these highs is enough to make a career out of trading. Okay, even these highs, right? These highs or these highs, that's more than enough, right? Intraday. But as you graduate and master these concepts, you can start taking off contracts or scaling down. Maybe you have 3 contracts here, then you scale in to 1 contract, and then start pulling off contracts as we run higher. Okay. But with that being said, we're waiting for an entry here on the 1-minute. Price then returns back in, tapping perfectly tapping this order block. Precision trading, okay? Tap the top of the order block, bounce off it. We tap it one more time. Respecting it. See how we respect this right here? And then aggressively rally away, okay? And then there's your 10 points there, first objective, okay? We leave another fair value gap in there. Okay, comes back into it. And move away again. Okay. Now, if you had the gusto enough to hold this throughout the day, rerun those highs, right? A little bit of consolidation through lunch, afternoon. Ultimately, we tag that buy side liquidity tapping into the daily and weekly fair value gap below SIBI there, okay, for a 1 to 10. All right. One contract on this would be about $2,800. Okay. Just one contract. Right. So that being said, if you want to be part of the Discord, click the link below. It's only $50 for a lifetime. It's going to be ending soon. You don't want to miss when the price goes up because it is going to go to a monthly, but $50, super cheap entry. We trade live Tuesday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. New York Eastern Standard Time. Mondays are our boot camp if you want more in-depth lessons, one-on-one. And then also if you feel free to grab the trading course, master course. But $50 one-time payment, lifetime entry to the Discord where I'm calling these entries and we're trading live Tuesday through Thursday. Everyone's passing their prop firm challenges in here. Okay. All thanks to Andrew's teachings, but shout out to ICT. So people getting funded in here, getting payouts. So we're helping people. So click the link below. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Until next time, trade safe.